Last year around this time, we were talking about the Eisley HasLab Cantina. Today we're going to get a little bit more into it. Stick around. Hey Star Wars fans, welcome back to another video from All Things Star Wars Considered. I'm Doug, your host, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the HasLab Cantina. Now, obviously, around this time last year, we were talking about the HasLab Cantina as it had just been backed. Now, a year later, they just announced another HasLab, and I was kind of hoping for a Sandcrawler to go along with that whole Return to Tatooine campaign. But unfortunately, they went with the prequels, and they went with the Attack of the Clones Republic gunship. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that ship. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that campaign. But when it comes to the prequels, I'm a little bit lukewarm on it. And I apologize. It's nothing against the prequels. I really tried when those movies came out to be as engaged with that particular series of movies as I was with the original trilogy, but they just didn't have the same allure for me. You know, I grew up with the original trilogy. I grew up with those toys. When Phantom Menace came out, I resigned myself to the fact that I was not going to pick up those toys because it felt like so much pressure. Like I've had all this pressure on me all these years to pick up all these New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi toys, and I just didn't want that pressure. So I said, I'm not buying the Phantom Menace merchandise. And wouldn't you know, Phantom Menace came out around my birthday, and my wife picked me up the entire set of figures. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? I mean, it's a birthday present. I'm not going to return these. I'm not going to give up on it. So that started me down that road. And I did pick up most of the Phantom Menace stuff. I think when Attack of the Clones came out, I think I was in the same camp. I think I was going to forego that. And I'm pretty sure my wife went out and bought me the first set of Attack of the Clone figures because, again, it came out around my birthday. So, I know we're getting off the beaten path now, but in any event, what happened was I did collect a lot of the figures. I did collect a lot of toys and vehicles and beasts and all that. But, and I did have the Republic gunship that came out sometime in the early 2000s, obviously, because Attack of the Clones came out sometime around, I think, 2002. So I did have the Republic gunship. It was in a closet somewhere. It was in the box. I pulled it out at one point. I set it up. I thought it was cool, but it just didn't do anything for me. And to the best of my recollection, I think I gave it away. So I'm not going to be spending $450 on a Republic gunship. I hope for all the Attack of the Clone fans out there, Vintage Collection Attack of the Clone fans, I hope it backs on for them. Because I'm not one of these selfish people. Some people go, yeah, it's not what I want, so I hope it fails. You know, for the Attack of the Clone fans, I hope it does well. It's not off to a great start, but these HasLabs are kind of tough to figure out what direction they're going to go in. Most of the time, you're not sure. And I mean, even with the HasLab Cantina last year, it started out kind of decent. It was a shorter campaign, and it did kind of limp across the finish line. And we got most of the things that were offered as unlocks. Obviously, you know, we didn't get our Leo shoes. Geez, it's been so long. It took me a second to kind of remember who actually got shot down, and that was the Wolfman Arleo shoes. So I apologize for the long-winded dissertation about the whole HasLab thing, but I just wanted to let my subscribers know that I haven't forgotten about the new HasLab, but I did want to kind of state how I felt about it, and for that, I'm just not going to do it. It's just $450 is a lot of money. I've spent a lot of money this year with the TIE Fighter and the Bantha and a whole bunch of other things that I bought, so I'm just going to forego that and hope it does well and kind of save the $450. So without further ado, we're going to get into just a couple of things for the HasLab Cantina, which is due out in a couple of months. So stick around. That's coming up next. Okay, let's get into it. Now, my good friend Vincent Spencieri, I mentioned him on the channel a bunch of times. He has a channel called VS Toys, or Versus Toys, however you want to refer to it. He's done a bunch of great stuff lately. I've really been enjoying a lot of his Star Wars stuff. And he does a segment called What's in the Box. So I'm going to kind of adopt that today. And we're going to say, what's in the box? So that's a nod to you, Vincent. So we're going to kind of open this up. And I've already done this because I've ordered a bunch of stuff. I've already pre-ordered a bunch of stuff. So I don't even necessarily know what I'm getting anymore. So we're going to say what's in the box. And let's do this. The first figure out of the box is the repack of Dr. Evazan. Now, I did a video a couple of months back, and I was talking about Dr. Evazan and people getting the Cantina. They were going to have to go out and try to track Dr. Evazan down. And I said he was going to be quite costly. Well, Hasbro was smart enough to kind of realize that we needed certain key characters in the Cantina, and obviously Dr. Evazan is one of them. So, I mean, we're getting Greedo, we're getting the bartender, the tonicas, we're getting all the mains, like Han and Chewie, which were announced recently. Obviously, Luke's come out, Ben is just about due out, so we've got all those main characters. Ponda Baba is going to be coming out shortly. I actually have him pre-ordered, but he hasn't arrived yet. And of course we've gotten a couple others. So the Cantina is starting to shape up really nicely, and it was nice that they offered Dr. Evazan. Now, for people that had already picked this figure up, they did offer him on the alternate card back, so that was nice. So I already had him. I had him carded and I had him loose, and I was just going to forego this, but that alternate card back pulled me in. So that's what Hasbro does. They figure out ways to get everybody on board with this figure. And again, I was going to pass, but that alternate card back did it for me. And let's look at the back. Dr. Evazan, a grubby, scarred smuggler from Alsokin. My eyesight isn't so great, and I even got my glasses on. Cornelius Evazan was once a promising surgeon, but became notorious for conducting cruel medical experiments. So there you have it. You know, I don't get into any of that. It's just all silliness. And they did keep the VC 57 number, so they did not give him a new number, which is smart. Even though he has the alternate card back, he does remain VC 57. So that's a great addition. And for people that have purchased the HasLab Cantina, that figure is now readily available and can be purchased at Hasbro Pulse. I paid $18 for this figure. Now, here comes the meat and potatoes of what was in that box. And yes, here he is, Hammerhead. We all know the story of Hammerhead. I've already done, I think, 2 videos talking about Hammerhead, and I'm not going to spoil it. If you want to know about my vintage Hammerhead score or non-score, you're just going to have to scroll through my videos. If you're wondering, the name of the video is called The Day the Music Died. Something about it just basically like it harkens back to those days of Behind the Music on MTV. And just go there, check that video out. It actually did quite well. A lot of people really enjoyed that video, hearing about how I acquired or maybe didn't acquire Hammerhead, the vintage figure. But in any event, we did receive Hammerhead. He's on that deluxe card back. And if you're wondering what that means, obviously I've done videos about it in the past. But let's put in Dr. Evazan. You can see that this card is considerably wider. I'd say maybe about an inch and a quarter wider. Look at the bubble. As you can see, the bubble is quite large. It's even really large that way because he's facing head on. Back in the day, Hammerhead was sideways in the card back. And do I have Hammerhead here that I can bring in? Actually, I do. Sorry, I'm knocking things over, but I can bring in Hammerhead. And here he is. See how he's sideways? That eliminates the need for this huge bubble, this deep bubble. And of course, when you get this huge bubble and this huge card, and the fact that he comes with the E11 blaster, his Power of the Force 2 gun, his staff from the Saga collection, we've included every accessory with this figure that he's come with since he was introduced in 1979. So if we could eliminate some of that, put him sideways, then we could have a normal Momon Nadon Hammerhead figure. But alas, Hasbro chose not to do that, and guess what? They got the $24.99 out of me like they wanted. So let's bring Hammerhead back in. I prematurely pulled him out, but again, he looks great. Like I said, he comes with the E11 blaster, which was his Kenner days. He comes with this crazy gun here, which is kind of tough to see, but that gun came with him when he was first released on Power of the Force 2. And then if we come this way, you can kind of see it. Well, no, it's probably best to look at it straight on. That particular staff came with him in the Saga collection. And do I have the Saga one nearby? I do not. So, but you'll have to take my word for it. But that Saga figure did have that staff. And of course, he comes with a cup. Let's flip him over. It says, an exile from Ithor. That's right, because Hammerhead is an Ithorian. Momon Nadon was a rebel sympathizer who cultivated a hidden garden in the mountains south of Mos Eisley. And obviously you can see him off the card over here in the photo. He's got his staff. And I got to say, this figure looks great. He's VC362. So there you have it. And not quite sure my mode of operation with Hammerhead yet. I have the Power of the Force 2 in my current Cantina setup. I have the Saga one. I have this one. What am I going to do? I don't know. If he pops up somewhere on clearance, I might pick up a second one and then open that one and pop him in the Cantina. I may open the Saga one and pop him in the Cantina. But for right now, Hammerhead's just going to stay carded, and we will see down the line what we're going to do with him. Now, I was going to terminate the video, but I forgot about one thing. When I was at Geek Toy Hut in Arlington Heights, Illinois, I did that video a couple of weeks ago. It focused around the Imperial Troop Transporter. Well, while I was there, I encountered this figure. Now, this figure is Thyssen. He's a Clone Wars figure. And you can see I paid quite a bit of money for him. He was $35. The reason I picked him up was last year when I did the whole HasLab video. And I was talking about all the characters you're going to need to populate it. I brought in Cabe and Muftak, the 2-pack. And Muftak is this particular species. And I forgot what the heck's the name of this species. Thyssen is a chieftain of the powerful Talz, T-A-L-Z warriors who inhabit the planet Ordo Plutonia. And I believe that was like a snow world. Wearing distinctive armor, this fierce leader fights to keep his people free when a representative from the nearby Pantora moon claims jurisdiction over the ice planet. And yes, it does say the ice planet. So yes, that's why they have this kind of this crazy fur coat, you know. And he seems a little underscaled, but I remember when I was talking about this particular species, the Talz, and I was talking about Muftak and saying about how we really needed an upgrade to that figure because he has no articulation. I believe he had 4 points of articulation, maybe the 2 shoulders and the 2 legs. And one of my subscribers came forward and said, you know, you could pick up the Clone Wars Thyssen figure. And I was intrigued. And I remember looking it up at that point, and he was quite expensive on the secondary market, maybe $50 loose or something. And I went, nah, just not that important. Well, when we're at the Geek Toy Hut in Arlington Heights, I saw this figure on the pegs, and seeing him in person in front of me and just how articulated he was and how cool he looked, I said, you know what, I'm going to pick him up for the Cantina. So when the HasLab arrives next month, or in a couple of months, I think, I am going to pop this guy off the card back, and he's going to go in my Cantina in place of Muff-Tack. So there you have it. So we're going to wrap things up. But before we do so, I am going to just include at the end of this video a screenshot of the box front and box back of the upcoming HasLab Cantina. So for any of my subscribers that are interested to see what the actual box is going to look like, they did showcase that at the San Diego Comic-Con just last month. So be on the lookout for that. We'll see you on the next one. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the HasLab Moss Eisley Cantina box front. And also the artist rendering for the back of the box. That's a nice nod back to the old Kenner days, because that's obviously the way Kenner used to do a lot of their products back in those days. They would have the toy in action on the front, and then they would have the artist rendering on the back. So that was nice to see that on the Cantina. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm glad that Hasbro is giving the fans a bunch of opportunities to pick up figures that they released in the past. Obviously, we're getting Greedo, Neighboring Leeds, the Tonicas, the Bartender, but it's also great that we're getting Han Solo, Chewbacca. That was announced during San Diego Comic-Con. Ben was announced a little while ago, and that figure is due to hit any day. We've already gotten Luke. We've already gotten Hammerhead. Obviously, you saw that we've gotten Dr. Evazan. Ponda Bob is coming out. I'm trying to think. Oh, also Bomb Vinden is coming out in October at Target. So if you're looking for some Cantina figures to populate your pub with, you are going to be able to do that for retail. You're not going to have to go on the secondary market and track a lot of figures down for this exorbitant amount of money. And one final thing before we wrap things up, I did want to say that as of the recording of this video, I mean, if you're watching this in a month from now, I mean, I can't guarantee you that you're going to be able to do this, but the Cantina band, the model nodes, that's a 7-figure box set with all the instruments, is on Amazon right now for $51.99. That's almost 50% off. I think it was like 40-something%. I actually let my friend and subscriber Gary know about it, and he was thrilled. He actually went and picked it up. So if you're watching this and think about it, go to Amazon and see if that's still available, because that's another great set to pick up for the Cantina. So want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We're going to wrap things up. Before we do so, just like to thank everybody for the continued support of the channel. If you haven't subscribed, I got a question for you. How come? No, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so I can continue to bring you that valuable Star Wars content we've all come to know and love. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. You know that helps the channel as well. If you have a question, a comment, some input, maybe you want to weigh in on the HasLab Cantina, please leave them in the comments section, and we'll get back to each and every one of you. I want to remind everybody to have a great day. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you on the next video. And as always, may the Force be with you.
There's an old man living cold and poor. Feels like there's nothing to give. There's a young boy crossing by his path, reflected how he lives.